Hey everybody, so welcome back to my channel. Ishika here. I am today going to be teaching you how to add numbers in a sequence that have an even amount of numbers. And my last video was the same thing, adding numbers in a sequence, but it was if the sequence had an odd amount of numbers. And if you haven't watched that video yet, I definitely recommend going ahead and watching that one too. And you might want to watch that one first actually if you haven't already seen it, just because it is a bit easier, so it sets up a good base for this video. This one requires a few more steps, but I'm just going to get into it with an example. So let's do 14 plus 16 plus 18 plus 20. And once again, I did mention this in the last video, but if you happen to have not seen that video, I'll just tell you again. This only works if the sequence, hence the word sequence, but if the numbers have even spacing in between them. So if they're evenly spaced, so as you can see, all of these numbers are 2 apart. But if this wasn't evenly spaced out like this trick would not work. So please do remember that. But yeah, so for this, what you would do is you would start off taking the first number of the sequence and the last, and you would add these two up, so 14 plus 20, which is 34, and then what you would do is you would count the amount of numbers in the sequence. So as you can see, there are 4 numbers in the sequence, yeah. And so the amount of numbers in the sequence, 4, divided by 2, so you just half it, and we know that 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then you take the sum of the first and last number, which was 34, and you multiply it by half of the number of numbers in the sequence. So there were 4 numbers in the sequence, half of that is 2, and you're multiplying it by that, so 34 times 2, which is 68. So the sum of all of these numbers is 68. I know this can be a little bit tricky, but it just takes practice. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 more examples. For the second one, if you still need help trying to grasp onto it, that's fine. But if you think you can do it on your own first, I definitely recommend you doing that, and then we can compare our answers at the end. So we're going to do an example, and it's going to be 22 plus 24 plus 26 plus 28. You're going to take the first and last numbers, which is 22 and 28. And these numbers, when you add them up, if you can't do in your head, you should be able to, so try, but I'll just tell you guys, it's 50. And then you take the amount of numbers in the sequence, which is 4, and you divide that by 2, which is 2, and then you multiply 50 times 2, which is 100. And so your answer is 100. I hope, with the second example, it's getting a bit simpler and you're starting to understand. I'm going to do one last example, and it's going to be... let's do 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10 plus 12 plus 14. And once again, definitely, because this is our last example, so please do try to solve this on your own first. Just pause the video right here, go through and solve it. And yeah, we'll compare our answers at the end. So we're going to take the first and last number, 4 plus 14, you're adding those up, that's 18, and then the amount of numbers in the sequence, which is 6, divided by 2, which is 3, so you're going to do 18 times 3, which is equal to 54, and so your answer is 54. So yeah, it is pretty simple. It's definitely harder than if you were doing it with just odd numbers, but it is still relatively simple. It just requires a bit more practice. All of these concepts require a little bit of practice to just memorize the concepts and just really get it down so you can truly do it all in your head. But yeah, I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know if you have any questions or suggestions. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. Thank you.